What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Here, Master S9886, back for another mod review video here for Farming Simulator 17. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Dodge, a Ford, and a Kenworth. Start off, we're going to be taking a look at the 2000 Dodge Dakota. It's going to be the Sport one here, quad cab. As you can see here, we have the nice off-road tires here, which is nice. I would prefer the tires, in my opinion, to be just a little bit smaller, but they'll still do the job here. As you can see, have the nice working suspension you can see in there. Got the nice big long running boards coming around and the working suspension here. We have a bumper pull hitch on the back, as well as a gooseneck hitch and a gas refill in the back here. Come around to the side here, has a nice wide body stance, as you can tell. And as I said, the only thing I would wish for is that the wheels to be just a little bit smaller here. We're going to hop inside of the truck here. Firing it up, it does have a top speed of 56 miles per hour here. It sounds a little bit like a diesel truck here. Actually, my brother had a Dakota, so I actually know kind of what his sounded like. Actually, this exact same model. But it still handles nicely here. It does what it needs to. It gets up and goes. And it does hook up to a trailer, as I said, with the bumper pull hitch, as well as a gooseneck. Bring that back over here. Gooseneck hitch hooks up nicely to it. Nicely in line, and hooks and runs nicely for that. When I was testing out with the PJ gooseneck trailer here, I found that at some spots it lifts up the wheels on the back. Otherwise, it does work like a nice, pretty good truck here, and it's actually a very fun truck to use for different tasks, especially as a daily driver, even, small scale transporting. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the 2011 Ford F550 here. It's a 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel here. Have the nice wide body stance here. Tires look nice. The front ones are nicely in line, however the rear ones are a little bit outside of it. I'm not a big fan of them being extended out that much, but I am fine with it being a dually here. You got the Ford mud flaps in the back there, and you can see the leaf springs in the back for the suspension, as well as the shocks in the front. It has the newer updated LED lights hooked up for it here. You have a bumper pull hitch as well as a gooseneck hitch in the back, as well as a toolbox. It does have straps, but the straps go outside of the truck just a little bit too much there like that, and I don't think it works that well, and it goes through it just a little bit, but it's still a pretty decent looking truck here. As you can tell, you have the nice LED lights updated to it. Fire up the engine here, you have multiple options here. Has a top speed of 76 miles per hour here, and it does do its job here, and it definitely can feel the power underneath of the engine here. The interior does need a little bit of work on here, but it still does a pretty decent job for what it needs to do. And it'll definitely be perfect for hauling different types of equipment here. As you can see, it hooks up nicely with the bumper pull hitch, as well as the gooseneck hitch as well, and makes it work nicely here. I'm not seeing any kind of problems to it. Overall, a very nice working truck here for the game. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the Kenworth W900 Flatbed here. It is a tri-axle truck here. It has the nice front end that I like. I'm actually a big fan of the front box style trucks. Not a big fan of the newer looking ones. Has the nice chrome wheels and the gas tank there. It does have a flatbed that you can roll down the ramps and get onto. As I said, it's a drop axle, tri-axle. Hop inside of the truck here. The camera's a little bit weird. It's just a weird positioning I'm not used to here, but as I said, you do have the drop axle for the tri-axle here. You fire up the engine here. Sounds just like the in-game truck here, but it'll still do its job here. You can easily replace out the files. You do have the ability to, as I said, drop down the back and lock in your load. And then one thing that I do notice from this is that you do have the access to the fog lights as well as the back lights for loading up here. As I said, it handles nicely. It has a top speed of 118, but I'm sure you're not reaching that here. When you step out of the truck here, you can sit there and load up anything onto the back of it. One thing I did notice when I was planning a video with this is that it's not that long of a bed. You see, I mean, it barely just fits barely fits even this as a small truck, so it's not meant to be used for large scale cargo, but you can use it and open it up into the i3D file, which I might do, and extend it out, make it just a little bit longer here. Going into the interior of it, it does have a nice working interior. You got the mirrors and working gauges as well as different speedometers on there with working fuel gauges and whatnot. Very nicely updated interior here. As well as a backup cam for you. And nice working lights all throughout. And that's going to be it for this mod review. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, and as always, I'll see you next episode.